full for everyone. Okay. So let's begin. So we will begin by sharing our gratitude to our guru, parents, and teachers. Okay. So let's pray. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so let's begin without delay. So, how many of you are above 15 years? Please type in the chat box. So, I just want to know what is the average age group. If you are above 15 years or 20 years, then please type in the chat box your age. Don't raise the hand, just type in the chat box. Okay, 10. Okay, if you can, then type your age. Okay, for everyone, okay, so that I will know. Type your age. 14, 10. 8 years. Okay. So I request everyone, those who are 8-year-old, 10-year-old, if your parents are there with you, then please invite them to attend today's session. Okay. This is going to be useful for everyone, especially for adults. This will be more useful. Okay. So I will give you 30 seconds to invite. If your parents are there nearby, then invite them. If they can join, then please ask them to join. Okay, so I will begin. So what we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss about 3 topics. Okay. Don't write anything. You don't need to write any notes and all. If something is important, I will share you in the group. Okay. Just you need to focus here. Okay. So there are 3 topics we will discuss. Mainly there are 3 topics. Okay. The first is why we should read. What is the importance of reading only? Okay. The second is why speed read. Reading is okay, but why speed reading is important. And third is how to speed read. Okay. How many of you have heard this topic, speed reading, first time in your life? Type in the chat box. F for first time. Type in the chat box F. If you have heard first time. Okay, those who can't, they can show your hands like thumbs up. First time, speed reading is something, ऐसा भी कुछ होता है क्या? Okay. Okay, good, good. So, can we keep it interactive if Priya Chetan Prabhu? Priya Chetan Prabhu, are you there? Okay. Anyway, so we will discuss about 3 topics. So when we are discussing about speed reading, and before that, why we should read only. So in today's age, when there is so much videos are available, okay, so many, reels are there, videos are there. So if we can learn anything very fast by just watching a video, why we should read? What do you think? Why we should read? Type in the chat box if you can. Why we should read? Or you can raise your hand, I can unmute you. Those who want to answer. Okay. Okay. Swarnika, yes, I am unmuting you.
Sir, for understanding.
Okay, for understanding. Okay, anyway, we will understand by reading also. So why we should like we can understand by watching videos also, right? Then why we should read? Will be more focused. Okay. Okay, thank you, Swarnika. Vaishnavi. Yes, Vaishnavi.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Sir, we have to read to gain knowledge, sir.
To gain knowledge. Okay. The question is, if we can learn by watching videos, then why we should read books?
Sir, to improve our reading skills.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Sir, can I say?
Yes. Yes, Evelyn.
To get all your senses involved and recap what you have done.
By watching.
No, when you're done watching and you have to read.
Okay. Thank you. So actually, when we are watching videos, we actually use our more senses. Like we are using our ears, we are using our eyes, right? So when we are utilizing more our senses, then which is better, watching video or reading book? Definitely we think that reading a book is not that interesting, but watching videos is more interesting. How many of you get interest in watching videos rather than reading books? Raise your hands. You can show me thumbs up. You get more interested in watching videos rather than the book. Yes. Yeah. So most of you are raising your hand. Why? Because we are using more our senses while we are watching videos, right? Like that can be any video. Yes or no? Like we are watching, suppose Sri Krishna serial or Sri Krishna series is there, right? Little Krishna. Yeah. When we are watching, we get very excited. We are hearing, we are watching. But why we should read then? Which is better, reading or just watching? Yeah. If you think reading is important, then raise your hand like this. And if you think watching is important, then raise your hand like this. Okay. Okay. Most of you are raising like this. Okay. Thank you. Oh, some are there, like they want to watch. Okay. Okay. So we will discuss about this. Why we are discussing about this and why we are emphasizing on this question is because many times we are not interested in reading because we think that it's not interesting. It's not, we don't engage much in reading, right? We enjoy just watching videos and all. So let me, okay, I'm just opening my file here. Okay. Anyway, so when we watch videos, we actually get very much excited because of the visuals, because of the voice and audio. So different emotions we experience. But at the same time, when we are reading book, that is even more important because there is one important thing which we will not get when we watch videos. Okay. Whenever we learn something, we learn by different methods, right? By watching, by hearing, or by reading. And the fastest way to learn is reading. And how it is fastest, we will discuss. Okay. So before that, it is very much important to remember things. Okay. So how we remember things, the fastest way to remember is we discuss about implementing mnemonics and different memory techniques also, right? But the fastest way to remember is implementation. Whatever we learn, if we implement, then we learn very fast. Okay, suppose we learned any yoga. If we watch any yoga video or yoga book, we read some yoga book, we will learn very fast. Okay. So when we implement whatever we learned, when we implement, when we practice, we remember. Correct? Okay. If you have any challenge, okay, where is the first place you go to find the answer or solution? Type in the chat box. What is the first place you go to find answers? Or you can raise your hands. What is the first place you go to find the answers? If you have any question. Okay. Dhatri. Okay, Shanvi.
Radhe
Yes.
Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Sir, the fastest way is book only, sir.
Okay. But the question I'm asking right now is, if you have any challenge or any question, then where do you find the answer?
Book
First,
only, sir.
okay, book. Okay. Anyone else? What is the first place where you go to find the answer or solution? Yes, anyone else? Okay, Vaishnavi. Yes, Vaishnavi. Yes, Sri Vaishnavi. Yes.
I would go to my mom.
Okay, you will go to your mom. Very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Amia. Okay. Yes, Amia.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam.
Yes, Dandavad.
Sir, I will find the answers on books, my parents and teachers, and Google, sir. Google, Prabhuji.
Google. Okay. I am asking which is the first place where you go to find the answer.
My teacher, my parents, sir. My parents, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay. You know, most of the people or children go to either teacher, friends, parents. Okay. You know the first place where we go to find the answer or solution? We go to our experience. You know, we ask ourselves, okay, what did I do earlier when this situation came? Right? We go to our brain, our experience, basically, to our mind. We ask ourselves, and if you don't find the answer, then we ask someone else. That can be our friends, family, parents, teachers. Yes or no? First, we ask ourselves. We try to solve the question or problem by ourselves. Isn't it? Yes? Everyone agrees on this? If you agree, then show me your thumbs up like this. Okay, good. So the first place where we go to find the answer is our experience or our memory. Correct. And when we are reading a book, what happens, it's very interesting. When we are reading book, we are using our own imagination, isn't it? When we read, we use our own imagination. Suppose if I'm asking you, okay, uh, there there was a king, and there was a king in a palace. Okay, so everyone was thinking king or a palace which you have seen earlier, isn't it? Maybe the king you might have seen in a movie or in any maybe in cartoons or maybe in a book. Yes or no? And everyone must have remembered or recalled which they have seen earlier in their life, and everyone must have recall a different king and a different palace. and it is very personalized. Yes or no? But when you are watching, we are not using our imagination. We are actually watching something which someone else is showing, right? So when we read a book, the author wanted to convey something, and the author conveys that thing the way he wants in a book. But if someone creates a movie or a series based on that book, that is not the best way. Author wanted to exhibit some different way, but when different people are involved, their imagination, their thinking is get involved, and the more people are involved in creating any video, so everyone who is involved uses their own imagination. Correct? So it is not personalized to ourselves. Okay, so when we are actually reading, we are actually connecting with what we already know, and we are also rebuilding or imagining something new. Okay, so what we need to do, suppose if you read anything and you need to do, if you do this, then it is very helpful for you. The best way, so when you know that your mind searches the answer first in your own brain, to find, try to remember some experience. So what you need to do, when you read a book, imagine that incident have happened with you, and you apply the solution in your own mind. So what happens, your brain will register it as an experience. Okay, suppose you are reading a book, and in a book someone has faced some problem, and that person did something to solve the problem. You might have not gone through that problem, but if you imagine in your brain, okay, I had this problem and I implement this problem solution, what happens, your brain will think it is an experience. Okay, because for your brain, what is real and what is not real, it can't differentiate. Okay, for a memory especially, when we recall something, what is imaginary and what is real, it can't differentiate. Okay, so if we suppose, if you in your brain, if you think, okay, I did something, then I did, like there was a problem I faced and I did something like this, then your brain think that, okay, this problem I literally solved earlier in my past, so I can solve it again. Okay, are you understanding? So when you read book, you try to apply it in your life. How? In your brain only. Okay, so okay, tell me, how many of you read, okay, how you start reading? Okay, initially when we read, okay, I'm just opening one PPT. Okay, we will learn how to do speed reading. Okay, so first we need to understand how we learned reading. So when you started reading, when you were a child, how were you reading this? Were you reading city, or you were reading CITY? How are you reading? How did you start reading? Letter by letter, yes? If you want to learn reading fast or speed reading, you need to focus now here, okay? And those who are adult, for you, it will be, mind-blowing. Those who are adults. So your child now, just like if you are children, it's very easy for you to, learn this way, and you can increase your speed very fast. So just focus here, okay? Okay. So how did you learn reading? How did you learn reading? You're focusing on CITY. You did not read it like a CT. You are reading letter by letter, correct? Yes. If you started reading like this, then show your thumbs up. CITY, or you can type in the chat box as well. Okay, good. Then suppose the word is some bigger word is there, suppose, okay? So you are reading, suppose there is a word state, STAT. So initially you are reading it like, okay, STATE. Yes, not state. So you are reading, and how do you know this? How do you know you need to start at C? When we are discussing about, okay, we will come back to the example which we discussed earlier, city. How do you know you need to start at C and stop at Y? Because of space. You have not learned to read letter by letter, but you learn to read space to space. The end part and starting part. So you picked up the pattern and you're reading space to space. Okay. So there is a word state or nation, correct? There is a word continent or international, or there is a word internationalization. So the word is very big, but how do you pick the word? I will just show you the example. This is a word. Can you read this? Internationalization. Okay. How many of you could read it in one go? Raise your hands. In one go, you can read this whole word. Okay, raise your hand. Okay. Almost all of you can read. Okay. Very good. So it means your brain can pick, how many letters are there in this word? Count how many letters are there in this word and type in the chat box if you could complete. How many letters are there in this word? Okay, 20. Yes. Susila. Yes. She answered right. So there are 20 letters are there in this word, 20. But you picked it in one go. What does it mean? It means your brain can actually capture 20 to 25 letters in one go. Yes, thank you. Most of you have answered correctly. Your brain can capture 20 to 25 letters in one go. Okay. But what happens, we read because we have learned the pattern. Okay, start at space and end at space. Then again start at space and end at space. So what happens, we read the word, then again stop, then again next we read the word and again we stop, again we pick up the next word. So that's how we read slowly. And what is the fast way to read then? The fastest way to read is not reading one word at a time, but the fastest way to read the chunk of words, 4 to 5 words at one time. 4 to 5 words at one time. And initially it might feel, okay, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? How can I do this? Just the way when you are a child, you are reading alphabet to alphabet, you are not knowing how to read word to word. You are reading letter to letter. Slowly, slowly, you started picking the whole word. Yes? Most of the adults also practice this thing only. But the next level is we can pick up 4 to 5 words at one go. What is the benefit and can we do this? Yes. So most of the words in English vocabulary, how many letters are there? In an average, limit of the word, the letters is 4 to 5 letters. Okay. There are some from 5 to 9 letters are also there, but most of the words are like 4-letter word, 4 to 5-letter word, average. Suppose I, am, is, that, he, she, it, these all are small, small, 2 to 3 alphabet. There are 4 to 5, like I, can, go, there, here, now, how, these are small words, correct? And your brain actually picks the whole word, not alphabets. Now you are at this age, you can pick up the whole word. Okay, I will show you an example. Your brain actually knows, it can actually create, makes the understanding by herself. So how your brain makes the understanding of different words, we will check. So suppose I'm going to show you a sentence, and what you need to do, you need to read it as fast as you can. Okay, don't try to check the spelling and all, just read it. Okay, this is it. Okay, okay, what is this? We read words as a whole, not by spelling. Okay, how many of you could able to read it? And how many of you able to understand also? Okay, all of you, right? But if you check the spelling, was the spelling right? The spelling was not right. Yes, if you check the spelling of read, words, whole, even of spelling, there is no right spelling. Then how did you read it and how did you understand also? Right? How did you understand? Because your brain knows, your brain actually picks the whole word. Because he is no, okay, agar koi cheez, if something is starting from R and ending with D and it's just a 4-letter word, then it's read only. Okay. See, the starting letter and the ending letter is same, in between the spelling is wrong. So that's why your brain actually picks, it starts space to space. So that's why the brain can understand, okay, this must be whole. Because your brain wants to save energy. It will not going to check, okay, the spelling is right or not. How many of you are able to get it? Raise your both hands if you are able to understand what we are discussing here. This is the gist actually. Okay, very good. Very good. Now, I will show you one more example. And I will show you how our brain is so powerful. Read this. Okay. How many of you are able to read it and understand as well the meaning? Show me your both hands. Okay, but the spelling was right, kya? Was the spelling right? No, but your brain understood it and read it right. Correct? So why we read slowly? Because we have been told if something is important, read slow, you know. So we actually practice reading slow. We think, okay, we might miss something if we read fast. Our brain actually doesn't miss anything. Even when you are reading fast, it can actually understand things more fast. Because our brain is designed in a such a way, it is designed for fast working. If anything you want to do, if anything you do slowly, your brain doesn't like it. Okay, I will just give you 2-3 examples. Suppose, you know, uh, suppose the suppose you are reading and suddenly while you are reading, you fall asleep. Okay, and when you fall asleep, what happens? Maybe you wake up in 5 minutes. Okay, so when you are sleeping, what were you doing? You are dreaming, correct? You are dreaming. But when you just wake up, suddenly you remember, oh, okay, only 5 minutes passed away. But your brain actually has, you know, might have dreamed for a long. You think that okay, it just 5 minutes only passed. But in my brain, I have lived one whole dream. It must have been very long time actually. But only 5 minutes have passed. How your brain is actually were able to imagine the whole dream in that very short span of time, because your brain can do this. Your brain is very powerful, you know, because your brain is designed to do anything fast. Okay, I will give you one exercise, very interesting. Okay, suppose you might have seen any one animated movie or any series or any movie or anything, or maybe Little Krishna, any episode, okay, or any book, any story book that you have read or something. Okay, so I will give you 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, what you need to do, you need to start that movie or that episode, and you need to watch everything, and you just to end in 30 seconds. Okay, are you ready? If you're ready, then show me your thumbs up. Okay, so you can pick any movie or any episode or any book, any storybook. Okay, your time starts now. In your brain, you just need to start and end the whole story. Okay, good. So some of you are able to complete it in 10 seconds or 15 seconds only. Okay, so the movie might take 3 hours or an episode might take 1 hour, but you are able to complete in 30 seconds, or some of you are able to complete in 10 seconds. How? Because actually, when you're watching, you're actually, it was in so much of detail or a long term. So it took a lot of time to process it. But once you process in your brain, the data actually works very fast. Tuck, 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 very fast. So your brain is actually process data very, very, very fast. But when you are giving data, very slow, then what happens? Your brain doesn't like, your brain doesn't like it. So, maybe some of you are not able to understand or agree with it. Suppose, suppose you're walking with your friend, okay? And your friend is actually walking slow, okay? What will you do? What will you do? You will ask him, "Chalna yaar, fatafat." No, let's go fast. Don't walk slow, right? You will ask him to match your speed. Don't walk slow. Yes or no? How many of you are understanding? You ask him to walk fast. Yes or no? Why? Because your brain naturally wants to do things fast, not slow. Yes? Okay, I will give you another example. Suppose suppose one of your friend is walking actually fast. Then what will you do? You will actually try to manage the speed, gain the speed, right? Why? Because your brain gets excited by speed. Yes or no? Those who are adults who drives, bike or car, when you are actually driving, suddenly someone comes with, uh, more speed than your car. Then what happens? Naturally, you wants to race. Why? Because your brain likes it. So your brain is designed to do things fast. Okay? Designed to do things fast. So you can supply data as fast as you supply the data, the brain can process the data very fast. So if you are reading slow, your brain thinks anyway, next word is going to come after a second. So what will I do? I will take a rest or think something else. So it get distracted. So actually, when you are reading fast, you're actually focusing more. How many of you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Okay. So when you are reading, when you are actually chanting slow, what happens? One time you just chanted Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What happens in between? Your brain actually goes somewhere. There is a thought. You think about something else, not about chanting. You don't hear the vibrations or mantra. Correct? How and why this happens? Because when we do things slow, your brain wants to do something else at that time because the brain doesn't have anything to focus on. Okay. So that's why if you try this, don't you can read on the speed by which you can completely focus and read fast. You can do for Mahamantra as well. Okay. Don't do it slowly. You can do as per the speed you can gain. Okay. You can understand and you can hear the mantra. And this will also applicable in reading. Okay. Your brain wants to do things fast. And that's why the primary reason your thoughts wander or you feel sleepy when you are reading because your brain is not reading, you are not giving data very fast. You are reading very slow. So when you read fast, data is coming at a speed in your brain and your brain wants to process it. So why you read slow then? Because we are conditioned. Our parents, teachers, elders told us, beta, this chapter is very critical. Read it slowly and loudly. As a result, you develop a belief, if I read fast, I will not understand. But actually, you will not understand if you read slow. But your brain needs to get habituated to this. Are you able to understand? Our brain wants to do things very fast, and if we read slowly, then it will take more time. And actually, your brain require a lot of energy to do this. Because you initially you read one word, then you pick another word. Suppose I will give you one example. There was a, there was a donkey. So till I give you the next word, you're actually just thinking. And when I give the next word, there was a donkey. So you imagined donkey. Okay, I will give you another. There was a car. Okay, so you imagine car. Okay, there was a king. Now you imagine king. Okay, there was a king with her queen. Now, unless I'm giving you the next word, you are not able to understand the whole. Correct? So what happens when you are reading, initially when you are reading there was a, so your brain needs to hold this data. And then when you give the next word, then it create a meaning in your brain. Till you give the sufficient words, it will not create a meaning. So it will hold the data. So it will take a lot of energy of our brain. But if you are reading fast, so average words in English is 4 to 5 words. Your brain can hold 20 to 25 words. In English, in an average, there will be 30 lines in one page and 10 words in one line. Okay, in an average. So if you can pick 4 to 5 words in chunk, then you just need to read the whole line 2 times, the half line, then half line, then half line, then half line. Are you able to understand? But your brain needs to get habituated to this. You need to train, just like the youth learned all the way till your whatever age you are. Initially you are reading like alphabet to alphabet, letter to letter, then you picked up the whole word. Now you need to learn the fastest way, speed reading, that is reading in chunks. So average speed of people is almost right around 150 to 200 words per minute. Okay, but you can increase the speed till 1000 words per minute. Okay, 1000 words per minute. So suppose in one page there are 300 words. So if your speed is 150 words per minute, then how much time you will take to read the whole page? 2 minutes. Correct? 2 minutes. But if your speed becomes 600, leave 1000 in an average, even if you increase the speed till 600 words per minute, what happens? You can read 2 pages in 1 minute. Yes or no? Are you able to understand what I am explaining you? This might be, for some of you, it might be, अच्छा ये हो सकता है क्या, ऐसे कैसे होगा? Yes, I give you examples, right? Okay, your brain actually wants to understand things. It wants meaning. It wants meaning. And when you are actually when you are actually picking the whole chunk of words, what is happening? You are actually giving meaning, direct meaning. So it is understanding very fast. So in school, you might have the questions like, okay, read this passage, comprehension, and give answers. So most of the time, what happens with students? They read the passage, then they come to the question. Again, they read the passage to find the answer. So initially, your speed is very slow while reading. The comprehension is not there, understanding is not there. That's why you need to go again in the passage to find the answer. But when you develop reading fast, what is happening? You are actually understanding. You are reading very fast, and thus you can actually read your whole syllabus within a month if you learn this. And those who are adults, they can read 100 books in 1 year. 100 books in 1 year. Okay. I will give you one more example. I will give you one sentence to read. Okay. To everyone, to all of you. So this is one paragraph. Read it. Read fast. Were you able to read it? How many of you are able to read and understand? Show me your thumbs up. No, both thumbs up. Okay. So you are able to read fast and you are able to understand, though the spelling was not correct. Why? Because your brain wants to do things fast. It actually automatically creates meaning when the initial alphabet and the last alphabet is correct. In between, you can jumble. So how we are going to use this? When you are actually reading, when you are habituated, so your brain actually wants meaning. It wants to create meaning and find the meaning and understand it as fast as it can. Okay. So what we can do, rather than just reading word to word, try to read 4 to 5 words at a time. And your brain can do this. The way you can pick up the 20 letter word internalization at one time, it means your brain has the capacity. When you are actually, driving maybe cycle or bike or car, what happens? Suppose you are driving and suddenly a big car or truck comes in front of you. What happens? Or even, I will give one more example, even difficult than that. Suppose you are driving and suddenly you turn left. And when you turn left, suddenly you saw a big truck is coming. What happens? Your brain actually captures the data. Okay, the truck, how big is it? Okay, and it also captures the whole data. Okay, how many people are there? There might be some things, there might be another bike or car, and your brain actually automatically process the data. Okay, what is my speed? What is the speed of that truck? And suddenly it actually brakes, presses the brakes. The brain is doing all these things in seconds, actually, in a microseconds. How? Because the brain can do this. The more data you give, the more it can process it fast. The slower data you give, it becomes very slow. And that's why you feel sleepy when you are actually studying. Sleepy is nothing but you are actually trying to think something else, because your brain is not getting the data at the speed which the brain can process. You are giving very slowly, so it will do process the data very slowly, and that's why you feel very sleepy. So the best and fastest way to learn is learn the speed reading. Okay. What is the benefit of reading? So far we understand why we should read. Then we understand how to do speed reading. How to do speed reading? By picking not word but chunk of words. Initially it might feel difficult because you are not habituated to it. The way you are not habituated to read the words initially, but you are reading later to later. But once you are habituated, you can learn very fast. Okay. So in an average 200-page book takes 7 hours to read, but when your speed is like maybe 600 words per minute, the same book will take 1.5 hours. Okay. So how many books you can read, right? And I will end today's session, the benefits, what are the benefits if we read? So at student life, we can read very fast and we can make notes in your own brain, because we can actually, not only we are just talking about reading fast, but we also learned how to memorize things. We discussed the techniques. Were you there in our earlier session, memory technique session? If you are there, then show me your thumbs up. Show me your hand. Okay. So reading fast, we know how to read fast now, and we also know how to remember things. We learned, those who did not attend earlier session, you will get the recording. You can attend it. Okay. You can watch the recording. Okay. So what is the benefit of reading fast? We can complete the whole syllabus in 1 month. All the books we can read in 1 month only. Rest time, you can learn something new, or you can revise, you can practice. Those who are appearing for different exams, maybe for UPSC, those who are adults. In UPSC, CSAT paper is all about comprehension. And when you can also read other books, maybe self-help books. You can read Krishna book, you can read Bhagavad Puran, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the books. There is so much data is available, so many books are there. You just need to read. And what is the benefit of reading? So there are so many people who actually gone through the problem and they find the solution and they documented their solutions in the book. So you don't need to invent everything by yourself. Great people, achievers have already done that. So you can read books on maybe diet, maybe on relationships, maybe on yoga, So we are getting the lifelong research of these people in one book. It's like a ready-made platter in front of you. You just need to consume it, and you should not read to do what they did, but we should read so that you can continue from where they stopped, right? So they didn't write so that you can copy paste, but you can take it forward. The more you read, the more power you get, because now you have solutions to most of the problems. Imagine if you read 5 books on different topics. Suppose there are 5 books, there are very good books in the world. So if you read just 5 books on 10 different categories, maybe on relationship, maybe on money, maybe on mind management, maybe on productivity, so out of 12 months, if you give 1 month for each category, and if you're reading 5 books, on each category, what will happen? This if you read just 5 books, you are as good as PhD in all these categories. Just imagine what kind of person you become once you do this. Everyone one category. And you will not discuss, you will actually discuss, not gossips about different topics, So many times people don't have any information, then they gossip about different people. So when you know so many things, you can solve problems, you can get help in your own life, because already people have gone through those problems which you are going to face, and you already know how to deal with it, right? So these are the benefits that we will get. And it's 8:30, so I will just summarize. So why we should read rather than just watching? Because your brain can imagine, and it is very personalized imagination, right? And second, your brain wants curiosity. Why people actually lose interest in reading? Because they end reading books at a logical point, but our brain wants something to be curious about. So you know how this web series or any movies are created, they end in such a way that you want to know what happened next, right? Your brain wants to anticipate, curious, So when you are reading, don't end the or don't stop reading at a logical end, but start at a curious end. What will happen next? So you will be curious to know what is the answer. Or maybe when you are reading, I will give you 2, 3, pointers by which you can get interested in reading your syllabus books. So what's rather than just directly picking the book, just go through the index. Okay. So once you go through the index, you know what this book is going to discuss about. Then when you open a chapter, then just go through the chapters, don't read it, just go through, make it just personalize yourself. When you just go through it, now your brain knows what this book is all about, right? Then when you are opening a chapter, then just see the main topics, highlighted topics with bold. So you are actually introducing yourself with the book, and book is actually introducing itself to you. So now you are connected. Now you have a bond with the book, right? Then you read it. And before reading, when you just read the bold part or underline part, ask yourself, okay, what I'm going to understand by this topic. Then you are curious and you know how to speed read. You need to practice it. Definitely, we are going to conduct a 5-day program in which you will actually learn to do this. Okay. Priya Chaitanya Prabhu is going to tell you, or we will post in the group as well, to actually do this. At the end of 5 days, you will actually increase your speed, because there are so many subtopics we need to learn. It's just for some of you, it's a different paradigm, Some of you might think, अच्छा ऐसा होता भी है क्या? Yes, there are people, there is a Guinness World Record of a person who can read 25,000 words per minute. Okay, 25,000 words per minute. Imagine. So anyway, even if you just increase your speed 4 times, it will be very helpful to you in your studies and in your whole life. Okay. When I learned this, I just completed 700 books in a year. When actually my speed was also 167 words per minute earlier, just like everyone. But I learned this. Okay. So imagine how many books you can complete, read, and implement in your life, and how evolved person you can be. Right. Okay. So thus today's session is whatever I wanted to convey, I just convey. If you have any question or comment, you can raise your hands and ask. Okay. Yes. Swati, do you have a question? Okay, I'm just unmuting. Yes, Swati.
हरे
Yes,
कृष्ण
ma'am.
प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी, मेरा जो बेटा है उनको मैं होम स्कूलिंग कर रही हूँ, एंड हाउ इट विल एड टू हिम कि वो पढ़ाई बहुत अच्छे से कर पाए। और जो आई अंडरस्टैंड द होल कंसेप्ट, बट एज इज वेरी यंग, अभी 8 साल के ही है वो, तो उनके लिए मैं ये जो आपने 4 to 5 वर्ड्स का सेक्शन पिक करना जो बताया है, विल इट वर्क फॉर हिम?
It will work for everyone.
और छोटा करना चाहिए?
See,
जी।
for them, initially you can start by 2 letters, 3 letters, like that, because see, it is like just like I will answer for initially the first question that you asked, कि she's just 8-year-old, उसको जमेगा क्या? Yes, actually that is the ideal age, because at adult age now it is difficult to change the whole dynamics only. For them, initially they were learned by letter to letter. Now they are reading word to word. The next stage is they are just picking the whole bunch of words. For them, it is not unnatural. It's very natural because they don't know कि ऐसा normal है या नहीं, है ना?
जी.
So yes, we are going to conduct a program also, 5-day program. There we will make them practice. There are different topics where we need to discuss because it's a more than 10-hour topic that we need to do so that they understand and practice. Right.
जनरली प्रभु जी क्या होता है, जो हमारी लोकल लैंग्वेज है, जो हमारी रीजनल लैंग्वेज है, हम जिसमें डेली बात करते हैं, वो चीज को हम इमीडिएटली ब्रेन में कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं. बट जो एलियन लैंग्वेज होती है उसे हमें अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए बहुत वक्त लगता है. जैसे अगर बच्चों को इंग्लिश में बहुत कुछ या स्पेनिश फ्रेंच में कुछ करना है तो उनको छोटा छोटा पार्ट देना पड़ेगा. बट अगर वही मैं हिंदी मराठी में अगर कुछ बोलूं तो हमें उसके बारे में सोचना नहीं पड़ेगा, वो हमें एकदम से क्लिक हो जाएगा.
See, understanding is a different topic.
हम्म.
Reading is a different topic.
जी.
And memorizing is different topic.
Different.
So read, remember, recall. There are 3 R when
हाँ.
we are talking about studying. Read, remember and recall.
Right.
सबसे पहला कठिन होता है कि फास्ट रीड करना. दूसरा, पढ़ तो लिया लेकिन कुछ याद ही नहीं.
हम्म.
तो याद भी कर लिया, तो पढ़ भी लिया, याद भी कर लिया, बट डिफिकल्टी कहाँ आती है कि सही समय पे वो याद आना, रिकॉल करना. एग्जाम के समय पे वो याद आना चाहिए, सब याद करके गए, एग्जाम के बाहर आते तो याद आता है, वहां पर नहीं आता. That's a recall. So there are different techniques. So we learned about memory techniques in our earlier session. You might have gone through the memory technique session. Have you?
नहीं प्रभु जी, ये मेरा फर्स्ट सेशन है.
तो उसका रिकॉर्डिंग आपको ग्रुप में मिल जाएगा. ओके. एंड about reading fast. Okay, initially you can start by local language. She can, whatever words and vocabulary she has, storybooks, she can start with storybooks.
Okay.
The question is not about understanding. Question is reading fast. And you can give storybooks and short words are there so she can understand it and read fast. She just need to learn picking the whole bunch of words. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It takes a practice, right? But for student it is easy than adults. Because
अच्छा.
for adults it is unlearning, learning and relearning. For them it's just learning.
Yeah. First we have to erase all things.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else have any question or comments? Sriman? Yes. Yes, Sriman, you can ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I have a question. You are saying that if we practice reading fast, then in a minute we can read 700 words. In that we are reading very fast. How can we understand it and also remember it very fast? Because we are reading so much fast that we cannot remember in that time.
Okay. Have you traveled somewhere in car? Okay. So while you are traveling, have you seen any billboards like Amul advertisement or something billboards, while traveling? Have you seen some pictures of advertisement, something while traveling? Yes or no? Oh, you are unmuted. Okay.
Sir, sir, I saw once, sir. Once,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
So the picture is for for a second or microsecond only. But your brain can capture the whole picture, what is written, Amul is written, and there is something. Your brain can actually capture everything in one go. Okay. So it's not about is it possible or not. Yes, your brain has the potential. If your brain can pick up the internalization, the word 20-letter word at one go, it means it can pick 4 to 5 words at one go, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
And how to understand, yes, it takes practice. It takes practice. It
Yes,
just
Prabhuji.
today we just introduce the concept.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji.
How to remember, yes, we discussed there is a uh, learning method and memorizing method that we discussed. There
Yes,
are
Prabhuji.
different.
I saw the first class Prabhuji.
Yeah. So read fast, memorize fast, recall fast. Simple. Okay.
Okay.
You need to
Then we
practice.
can
Slowly you practice, picking the two words at one go, then three, like that.
sir, I can approach. I can pick 10 words at a time. Like that we can. I
Yeah,
can.
yeah. Thank you.
Prabhuji, like that.
Okay. Yes, Ishika, you can ask.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, sir, I have a doubt when we are reading, means just before, means in front of our parents, so we can read fluently. But if we are reading in front of the class or the students, so we have this dread of reading that if we make a mistake, how can we improve it?
Okay. So you don't have issue with reading, but you have issue that what others will think about me, or they might
Yes, sir.
judge me. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have a fear of judgment. Maybe they laugh at me, You know how to read, but you are just have a fear of their reaction. Correct?
Yes.
So rather than thinking, now anyway, this reaction that in your brain you imagine that, okay, I have read something wrong and they are laughing, everyone is laughing. And to avoid that pain, which imaginary, you are not
Yes.
able to read right now, correct?
Yes.
So now anyway, the pain is imaginary. So you can use it in a constructive way. Think if I read it very fast and very nicely, very clearly, they are actually, everyone is congratulating you, appreciating you. Wow, Ishika is so nice. How nicely she reads, you know.
Yes.
So if you think like this, then what will happen?
I can read it
Yes,
fluently.
you will actually try to do what you have imagined. So when you are imagining that I might read wrong, then your brain is actually helping you to read wrong. Okay.
Okay.
So command give your brain is very powerful. And there is no issue that you can't, it's not difficult for you to read. It just you have a fear of reading in front of class. That's it. So you just think, okay, I have, tomorrow when I read in front of the class, and after reading, everyone is actually appreciating, even teacher is appreciating how confidently Ishika reads the topic. Can you
Yes.
imagine this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what will happen if you read very clearly, loudly? What will happen? Tell me.
Sir, means I will also feel good, and Nam will also appreciate me for reading.
And okay, and what? Who else will appreciate?
Students.
Your friends.
Yes.
Do you want that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then tell your brain, I'm going to get this appreciation from my ma'am, my friends, and all the students. Then when you
Yes.
focus on that, your brain will help you to do that. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Did you get the answer?
Yes. Thank you, sir. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, all the best. Okay, Niti. Yes, Niti.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sir, I don't have a question, but I have a compliment.
Okay.
Sir, you teach so nice, and that I understood everything that we have to read fast and we will recall it fast. So thank you for that, Prabhuji.
Thank you. What did you like the most?
Sir, that we can recall it fast, and that's what I like the most.
Okay. Thank you. Will you implement
Thank-
this?
My implement is that you teach so good and nice.
Okay, thank you. But I am just asking, will you use this? Will you start reading fast in chunks?
Yes,
Reading
sir.
2, 3 words, you know?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Shriman Narayan Sahu. Yes.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I have also compliment that you also teach nice and I can understood all your topics and the first class also I can understand of all your teachings and all. That
Thank
you are teaching the topics that like that way that we can understand and also we can remember in also life. You are teaching like that. Thank you for the Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
you. Thank you. You start practicing, I will be more happy. Okay. Yes. Is there anyone have any questions? You can raise your hands. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes, someone asked in the chat box. Yes, we are going to conduct this speed reading boot camp. Like online, we are going to conduct a program. This program will be for 5 days, where you will learn in the program only to read fast. You know, how to read whatever we learn today, how to read in picking the 4 to 5 words at one go. Okay, you need to learn it. Hare Krishna. Okay, Sushila, do you have a question?
Sir, I have Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
You said to read books, no Prabhuji.
Yeah.
For a year, for 1 year, how many books should we read?
In 1 year, how many book? How old are you?
Like 11, Prabhuji.
Okay. So right now you can learn. Initially, you complete your whole syllabus of your standard. Maybe you are in fifth or sixth standard.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So you read your syllabus. Then you can read Krishna books. You can read different books of different maybe of Srimad Bhagavatam. You know, there are different books.
Yes, sir.
You read.
Most of the books belong to the God's books near me, sir.
Yeah, you can read. So even if you read one book in a month, you can read at least 12 book in a year. Yes. And as your speed increases, you can double it. Next year, you can read 24 books in a year.
Okay.
Next, you can again double. You can read 48 books in a year. Because your speed will also increase and your age is also increase so that you understand and implement that in your life. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So right now, you can at least increase. How many of you are reading right now?
Like I read storybooks as my mother will tell me to read only storybooks right now.
So how many books are you reading right now?
Like I read at least 3 books like that.
3 books in a year.
Not in a year. Like for 1 week, I'll read 5 stories like that if it is too interested.
Okay. So okay, anyway, you can double. Initially, you can double the number of books. Okay, right now.
Okay.
Then you can triple like that. You can do. So just need to learn the technique. Okay, and we will conduct program where we will teach everything. Okay. Yes.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. There was someone who asked. Okay. Anyway, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. We will meet later. Thank you. Start practicing.